Every few weeks, the media likes to tell us that Prince William, heir to the British throne, plans to strip his younger brother, Prince Harry, of his royal titles once he ascends to the throne. As recently as 2 months ago, this plan was dismissed in certain quarters as an impossibility, or, at the very least, something a monarch could not do without cooperation of Parliament. Now that the current king's younger brother has been stripped of titles, this possibility has become more concrete. So let's game this out, shall we? What happens if King William V does the unthinkable and strips his brother, his sister-in-law, and their children of their titles? Or maybe we should be asking about what won't happen if the Sussexes lose their titles. Their marital status will remain unchanged. The Sussex marriage was contracted in accordance with the Royal Marriages Act, so it is recognized by law and the Church of England. The marriage can only be dissolved through a divorce that only Harry or Meghan can request. Harry and Meghan fell madly and deeply in love with one another before either of them had a title. Would the loss of titles change how they see each other and their relationship? Highly unlikely. Second, a loss of titles would have minimal impact on their children. Despite their status as grandchildren of a British monarch, Archie and Lilibet are as American as their mother and maternal grandmother are. They live in America, attend school in America, live near and interact with Americans every day. While a loss of titles would hurt their social standing in British social circles, not having titles in the States would make them, well, just like everyone else. Most Americans have a poor understanding of what British titles of nobility mean and, consequently, assign little social value to them. If anything, not having titles will make it that much easier for the children to properly fit in with their peers. Third, how many of their friends would drop them if they lose their titles? Harry and Meghan have maintained many of the friendships they had before they met each other, which means those friends were there for them before either had titles. A lot of their new friends are Americans, people who, as I've said before, don't care much about royal titles. Americans are too skeptical of inherited social position and monarchy for that. And in his record-smashing memoir Spare, Harry himself stated that he avoided friendships with people who seemed overly impressed with royalty. Anyone snobbish enough to end a friendship over a loss of titles probably wasn't friends with Harry to begin with. What about the Netflix deal? Netflix is an American company headquartered in California and founded by 2 Americans. While Harry and Meghan's status as royals definitely raised their profile, it wasn't enough to pique the interest of entertainment executives stateside. If it were, other dukes and duchesses would have already signed their own deals. Harry and Meghan are telegenic, charismatic, and charming. They have a compelling, shocking story to tell. They are sympathetic public figures, and they can draw an audience. People have strong opinions about the couple. In short, Harry and Meghan are good television. The ratings for their properties bear this out. The first episode of their docuseries, Harry and Meghan, drew the biggest single-day audience of 2022. With Love, Meghan, the Duchess's lifestyle show, has a loyal audience to keep it afloat. Even Polo, a documentary about a sport that isn't widely played in the U.S., has drawn about 500,000 views on the platform. People watch Netflix for entertainment, not royal pomp. And any headlines generated by a loss of royal titles will simply drive engagement to the platform. Losing titles won't have any financial impact on the couple either. Harry and Meghan, who had already been subjected to differential financial treatment within the British royal family, were financially cut off when they stepped down. While this may have been initially terrifying for the couple, the two quickly found their footing. Harry used the money he inherited from his late mother to purchase a beautiful house in Montecito, California, and quickly penned a best-selling memoir. Not only did he make back his substantial advance, he is currently earning royalties. Harry received another inheritance from his great-grandmother upon turning 40. The couple still has the lucrative Netflix deal. Meghan is also making bank with her podcast and her As Ever product line. Every dime the couple has was either earned or inherited. Everything they have purchased with their money is theirs outright. It can't be taken from them by spiteful relatives across the pond. Losing titles will also not alter Harry's lineage. Harry is the son of the late Princess Diana, the most famous and beloved British royals of all time. He is the son of a king. He is the grandson of Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning monarch in British history, a fourth great-grandson of Queen Victoria, and an even more distant great-grandson of King George III. Harry is a prince of the blood, and people will treat him like it for the rest of his life. William may scrub his brother's titles, but he cannot scrub his brother's DNA. William also can't scrub his brother's achievements. Harry's 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan during the War on Terror made Harry a war hero. Veterans on both sides of the pond view Harry with respect and admiration. Harry's advocacy for veterans and his creation of the Invictus Games has only endeared Harry to the veterans community more. Veterans have never cared about his titles. Meghan was also highly accomplished before she joined the firm. A graduate of Northwestern University, she double-majored in theater and international studies. Although she worked steadily as an actress, Meghan found plenty of time for philanthropy and advocacy work, partnering with the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, among other organizations. And don't forget her lifestyle blog, The Tig, which earned her tens of thousands of dollars per year. Meghan was an ambitious, hard-working dynamo before she ever met her husband, let alone married into his family. In short, Harry and Meghan were somebodies before they ever became the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and they will continue to be somebodies without the dukedom. So, in conclusion, Harry losing his titles changes absolutely nothing. He keeps his marriage, his children, his friends, his property, his money, and most importantly, his freedom and his sanity. If you stuck with me this long, I would appreciate it if you smashed the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a very good day.